If you or someone you know is looking for a job right now, then you are probably sick and tired of how hard it is just to land a single interview. It's become glaringly obvious that the traditional methods of getting a job aren't working anymore. But if you're willing to work outside of the box like I did, you can actually find a job much faster and even make money in the meantime while you're looking. For the past few years, everybody's been spamming the same job sites. Monster, LinkedIn, and others like those. Companies are getting flooded with so many applications that your resume just vanishes in the stack. And this makes sense because according to the latest data, there are millions of Americans currently unemployed and looking for work. And this is even worse for fully remote roles because you're not just up against the people in your town or in your city, you're up against people across the entire United States and possibly other countries. And what I think is the worst part of having to look for a job is while you're spending all your time looking for a job, you're making exactly $0. Every day that you spend waiting for a call back from a recruiter is just another day that you go without getting paid. And for lots of people, including people who are extremely qualified, this process has been dragging on for months and even years now. So if you're someone who does not want to wait years to make money again, let me introduce you to an alternate approach to looking for a new job, and that is freelancing. One of the best things about freelancing while you look for a new job is that you no longer have a career gap on your resume. If you do get another full-time job, instead of having to explain a long career gap, you can instead use your freelance experience to fill that gap. Another very obvious benefit to freelancing is that you're earning money while you're looking for a new job. It'll probably start with some small gigs that only cover a small fraction of your bills, but over time it can grow bigger and bigger, and eventually the income from freelancing will probably be more than you were making in your previous full-time job. And a third benefit that I like to tell people about when it comes to freelancing is that you can work on projects that you wanted to but weren't able to in your previous full-time role. So whether you wanted to do more graphic design or maybe you wanted to jump on some sales calls, freelancing will give you the opportunity to do almost whatever kind of work you would like to do. And I share all this from experience because when I lost my latest full-time role, I started freelancing right away, and freelancing not only kept my bills paid, but it also led me to bigger opportunities down the line that I would definitely choose over having a new full-time job. And all this is great, but one of the biggest misconceptions about freelancing is that it's a fallback or a side hustle rather than a real career path. But here's the truth. If you really do want a new full-time job, freelancing can be one of the best stepping stones into an incredible employee position that you're currently not qualified for. My own story is the perfect example of this. I started freelancing for a company on Upwork, and I thought it was only going to be a short-term engagement, but they ended up offering me a full-time job that I would never have been able to land if I had just gone and applied for it in the traditional way. So if a traditional job is still your end game, freelancing can provide a direct, organic path into that full-time role. It lets you build relationships with companies on your own terms, prove your skills in a lower pressure environment, and set yourself apart from the hundreds of resumes piling up in an HR database. And ironically, most people after experiencing the beginning of a freelance career, they end up not going back to a full-time job. And some of the main reasons for this are because you usually end up earning significantly more money, even when you take into account health insurance and benefits you receive as a full-time employee. You have a flexible schedule, and with that you have no more commute usually. And you also have full control over the type of work that you get to do. So even if you start out freelancing and your plan is to get back to a W-2 position, I would say that there's a good chance that you might end up not wanting to leave your freelance career behind. So look, if you're frustrated looking for a new job right now, you're not alone, but there is another way, and that is freelancing. Freelancing allows you to make money today and not have to wait for a recruiter to call you back. It also gives you a chance to gain real work experience that will help you land better opportunities. But if you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe and check out my channel for other videos on career pivots, freelancing, and making more money in this rapidly changing job market.